Module 5, Instrumental Methods of Analysis. Under this, let us look at the first one, colorimetry. If you have a colored substance and you want to check its concentration, you can do so by measuring the relative absorbance of light. In colorimetry, white light is used as the light source and determinations are made with the help of a photocell. The light used in colorimeter is passed through the optical filter of the colored glass to obtain a particular wavelength at which the substance absorbs to its maximum extent. This method is particularly helpful in determining minute quantities of substances even in very dilute solutions. Let us look at the theory of colorimetry. When light, monochromatic light, falls upon homogeneous medium, a portion of the light gets reflected, a portion of the light gets absorbed by the medium, and the rest of the light gets transmitted through the medium. If the intensity of the incident light is I0 and the intensity of the reflected light, absorbed light and transmitted light is IR, IA and IT, then we come on to an equation that is I0 is equal to IR plus IA plus IT. For glass cells, IR becomes negligible, this one. Okay, so therefore I0 is equal to IA, this one, plus IT, the absorbed light plus the transmitted light. Colorimetry makes use of a law called as Beer-Lambert's law. Let us look at that law. When a monochromatic light passes through a transparent light absorbing medium, the intensity of the transmitted light decreases exponentially as the thickness of the medium and concentration of the light absorbing substances increases arithmetically. This we can write as IT, the transmitted light, is equal to I0, the incident light, e to the power of minus k, the constant, L, the thickness of the medium, and C, the concentration of the solution. So IT by I0 is equal to 1 divided by e to the power of KLC. Okay. Transmittance T is equal to IT divided by I0, which is equal to 1 divided by e to the power of KLC. The logarithm of the reciprocal of transmittance is called as absorbance. Look at this. A is equal to log of 1 divided by T, which is equivalent to, which is equal to log of I0 by IT, which is equal to KLC. I've got this from here. Since K is a constant and L, the thickness of the medium, is also a constant, absorbance A is equal to constant into C. So we can say that absorbance A is directly proportional to the concentration of the light absorbing substance when the thickness of the medium is kept a constant. Absorbance is directly proportional to the concentration of the substance when the thickness of the medium is kept a constant. Let us look at the instrumentation of that. The colorimeter uses light from a broad spectrum of LED source. This is the light source here. The light is focused by a lens system on the photocell through an optical filter and a test tube containing the light absorbing transparent solution. The lens system, the optical filter, the test solution. The optical filter selects the light of definite wavelength at which the light absorbing substance will absorb to a maximum extent. The output from the photocell, this is the photocell, is proportional to the intensity of the light falling on the photocell. The output is then amplified and measured on a digital display, which is directly as absorption. This is the digital display. So let us look at the application part of it. In quantitative analysis, this involves solutions containing light absorbing substances such as metal ions, anions, organic compounds, which are colored when exposed to white light. The color may be intrinsic, as in KMnO4 solution, potassium dichromate solution, which are produced by reacting with a reagent, that is a complexing agent, which results in the formation of a colored substance. Let us look at one. That is estimation of concentration of CO2 plus ion in a test solution. You have to use a standard solution of copper sulfate. A number of 50 ml standard solutions containing cuproammonium ion complex are prepared by reacting equal volumes of ammonia solution with a number of known volumes of copper sulfate and then diluting them to 50 ml with water, that is distilled water, and shaking them well. You take a small 50 ml standard flask, you add known volume of 2, 4, 6, 8 ml of copper sulfate, add known volume that is definite either 5 or 10 ml of ammonia solution to all the standard flask including your test solution and make them up to the mark using distilled water. That has been meant by this point. Then you have to prepare a 50 ml blank solution by diluting the same volume of ammonia as above with 50 ml of standard in a 50 ml standard flask. Take a standard flask of 50 ml, add same quantity of ammonia solution and then directly dilute it with distilled water. That solution is called as a blank solution. A solution where metal ion is absent is a blank solution. The absorbance values which you are going to get from the calorimeter of the standard solution of the copper complex ion are measured against the reagent blank. Blank solution is the one which does not contain metal ion using a colorimeter at an appropriate wavelength of 590 nanometer. Then you have a calibration curve which is prepared by plotting the absorbance value for each standard solution. The graph will be a straight line passing through the origin since absorbance is directly proportional to concentration. Let us look at that. Now you have the test solutions whose volume you don't know. How do you check the volume of that solution which you have got? To do that, or how do you check the concentration of that test solution, not the volume? To do that, the test solution containing Cu2 plus is also treated with the same volume of ammonia. How much you have added for the previous one? Add the same volume. If it is 5 ml, add the same volume to this particular standard flask. And then add distilled water and dilute it to 50 ml. Once it is done, its absorbance is measured under the same conditions. The concentration of Cu2 plus ion in the test solution can be determined using the calibration curve. On the y-axis, mark the absorbance which you are getting. On the x-axis, the concentration of Cu2 plus which you have taken. You will get points on the graph. Draw a straight line that passes through the origin as absorbance is directly proportional to concentration. Okay, you will get your absorbance of the test solution somewhere here. Plot the point, draw a straight line to the graph. From there, draw a straight line down towards the x-axis. That gives you the volume or the concentration of the test solution. This is colorimetry.
Today we are going to study about colorimetry. I am going to give you a brief demonstration about colorimetry. So it is experiment which is based on the absorption of light. The two important solutions which you are going to use is going to be copper sulfate and one more is going to be 1:1 ammonia. So these two solutions are separately filled. Copper sulfate is filled in small burette with a capacity of 25 ml and 1:2 ammonia is filled with a burette, that is with a 50 ml capacity. So this experiment involves preparation of series of standard solution, okay, and at the end you will be given an unknown solution whose concentration of copper sulfate is not known to you, that you have to find with the use of all the standard solution which you have prepared. So here you will be having blank 5 ml, 10 ml, 15 ml, 20 ml, 25 ml copper sulfate solution getting diluted in 50 ml of standard flask, and you will be given an unknown solution, that is what I mentioned just now. Okay, so when I say blank, here you are going to add 0 ml of copper sulfate, that means it doesn't contain copper sulfate, and in test solution already copper sulfate is given, so you don't have to add copper sulfate. So flask number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 must be added with 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 ml of copper sulfate solution using burette of 25 ml capacity. So let me add 5 ml of copper sulfate solution to the first standard flask denoted as 1. Let me move on to the next standard flask which is denoted as 2, and let me add 10 ml of copper sulfate solution. So when I say 10, from 5 to 10 means I have to go up to 15 ml. Then third standard flask, it should be filled with 15 ml of copper sulfate. So it is already 15. 15 plus 15 means I have to go up to 30 ml. So now the capacity of this burette is only up to 25. So again this is short of 5 ml more. So let me fill the burette once again with copper sulfate solution. This third solution, you have to add 15 ml. There we could add only up to 10. So add 5 more ml of copper sulfate solution. Then you need to add 20 ml of copper sulfate. So it is already 5. When I say 20, you have to add up to 25 ml. Then once again you must fill, which is denoted as 5, should be filled with 25 ml of copper sulfate solution. So 0 to 25. Okay students, now flask number 1 to 5 is filled with 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 ml of copper sulfate solution. Blank and this test solution, you need not add copper sulfate. Now the next step is going to be the addition of ammonium hydroxide. So when you add ammonium hydroxide, including blank as well as test solution, all the standard flasks must be added with 10 ml of ammonium hydroxide solution so that the color get intensified and we get good absorption. So I am going to use blank standard flask. So to this I am going to add 10 ml of ammonium hydroxide. There is no change in color because it doesn't contain copper sulfate solution. Then the first flask where you have used 5 ml of copper sulfate, so add 10 ml. So once it is done, go to the second flask, add 10 more ml. So you can see in burette so 10 more ml. The flask containing 20 ml of ammonia should be added with the 10 ml of ammonium hydroxide. Fill the burette again because we have 2 more solutions to be added with 10 ml of ammonium hydroxide. Flask number 5 containing 25 ml of copper sulfate solution. The test solution containing unknown volume of copper sulfate. To this particular standard flask also you need to add 10 ml of ammonium hydroxide. Now students, you can see here all the 7 standard flasks are filled with copper sulfate as well as ammonium hydroxide. Now you need to add distilled water and make it up to the mark. Now students, you can see all the solutions are made up to the mark. Now let us check its absorbance one by one. Let me take the first solution, which is blank. As you know, it doesn't contain copper sulfate solution. Now, this is the instrument which is called as colorimetry. Here, this is a region where you are going to place your solution, and here you can change the filter where you can vary the optical filter based on the wavelength. Now, for copper sulfate, the maximum absorption is between 590 to 620 nanometers. So accordingly we are going to vary the filter over here, and this is for the zero adjustment. Whenever you keep blank, the absorbance must be 0. If at all it is not displaying 0, using this adjustment knob you have to adjust the value to 0. Now in colorimetry we are going to make use of a small test tube which is called as cuvette. Here we make use of 2 blank solution in this cell which is called as cuvette, and when you take the solution, always the level of the solution should be greater than 3/4 volume of the cuvette, so that the light in the instrument can pass through the solution and absorbance can be measured. Whenever you keep cuvette in this region, ensure that you are going to wipe it properly or else it will spoil the instrument. And there is a white line which you can see over here. Always this white line should coincide with the white line of the instrument. Now if you see, it has to display 0, but it is not displaying 0. It is displaying more higher values. So using this adjustment knob, you have to make it 0. If you want to minimize the value, push the knob away from you. So once it is done, take out the blank cell, keep it in the stand, and this blank cell should not be discarded till the end of your experiment. Then let us move on to the next action. Using other cuvette, you have to fill the first solution where you have used 5 ml of copper sulfate. Before adding this, you have to wash the cuvette with the distilled water. Then with this particular solution, you have to rinse. So then you fill the cuvette, once again more than 3/4 volume. Wipe the cuvette, then once again white marking of the cuvette should coincide with the white marking of the instrument, and take out the reading. So you can see the first value for the blank, it was 0, and for the first solution where you have used 5 ml, I got 0.07. It varies depending upon the instrument as well as the way you have prepared the solution. Then take out, discard the solution, wash it with the distilled water, then move on to the second solution, observe the value, then move on to the third solution, observe the value, move on to the fourth one, and move on to the fifth one. Once you complete taking readings of absorbance for all the calibrated solution, you have to use the test solution whose concentration is unknown to you. In the same way like how you have used other solution, then find the absorbance. Hence you'll be having altogether 7 absorbance values with you. So you are going to use first 6 values except your test solution's absorbance to find the absorbance of unknown solution by plotting absorbance versus volume of copper sulfate solution.